Hey, how you doing? I'm L.J. Martin, and I'd like to welcome you to the kitchen at Wolfpack Ranch, where we're all about good food and country cooking. My darling loves game hens. I'm married to Kat Martin, who's a New York Times best-selling romantic suspense writer and historical romance writer. And she allows me to cook because she's working a whole lot of the time. And we're going to cook these little game hens. They're wonderful. You know, you can, if you have a grouse or a chucker or any of these little birds, you can do them the same way we're going to do this little guy tonight. And we're going to do something that's a little bit unusual, which is a spaghetti squash. We are going to do these a little bit different. We're going to brown them in a frying pan. We're going to split them right down the middle. If we're strong enough, there we go. Poultry shears. Look at the way that goes. Right out like that. Boom. Flatten them down. And they'll cook through just a little bit easier that way. We're going to do these one at a time in this little frying pan. We're going to put them in just a little olive oil. Most all poultry is better with rosemary, and poultry spice is good too. I got a little garlic salt, a little rosemary. That came out of the can. I wish I had it fresh, but it's not big enough to take out of the garden yet. A little salt, a little pepper, and a little lemon pepper. I happen to love lemon pepper. So we're going to just kind of sprinkle these down just a little bit. We're going to do it again before we put them in the oven. While that skillet's getting hot, one of the little tricks that somebody taught me was about these guys can be real tough. They can be really hard to cut in half. But if you stick them in the microwave for just a second, actually about 3 minutes, then they're real easy to split. They soften up a little bit. We've got a little bit of red pepper. We got some olives. We got some little peppers that we're going to mix up in there. It's going to be kind of a spaghetti-like, a little bit of an Italian-like dish. Okay, I think we've almost got a hot skillet here. Let's just brown these little guys. Look at that go. There's nothing quite as, in a strange sort of way, as comforting as the sound of meat browning on the stove. I write myself. I've got 20 novels. Kat's got 40. She's lapped me. She writes, like I say, historical romance and romantic suspense. I write westerns, needless to say. I'm going to just set these guys right on this little guy in a little Pyrex dish or glass dish of some flavor or other. Put them in this oven, and we're going to let them cook through at 375 degrees, probably 45 minutes with them split this way. There's our little guy going off. When you get a little gray in your noggin like I do, it's a good idea to set a timer. Let's get something else to cut this guy on rather than cut him on that chicken board. Look how easy that cuts after you warmed it in that oven. Going to throw these in the microwave, like I said. We're going to cover them with a little bit of wrap, plastic wrap. We've got this chicken, little game hens rocking and rolling here. We're going to get them brown just a little bit. Okay. Now, little lemon pepper, front and back. Little garlic salt, front and back. Just a little tad of regular pepper because these need to have a little bit of snap to them. A little salt. I just like to get them a little head start with that browning. You could do it the whole thing in the oven if you wanted to. You don't have to do it don't have to mess up your stove top. And let's just sprinkle the tops of them with some of these wonderful little rosemaries. Like I said, if I had a fresh rosemary shoot, I'd stick it in there also. Okay, in the oven she goes, preheated 375 degrees, and we'll take a peek at it in about 45 minutes. Let's get these guys ready to go. We're gonna just put a pat of butter in them. That's just a wee bit less than a tablespoon. We're gonna put some garlic salt in these too. Wrappers, plastic wrap, that one's gonna go there. This one's gonna go here. We're gonna put this in the oven and let it cook away for about 8 minutes. I'm sorry, in the microwave oven for about 8 minutes. I got a little lemon out here, cut him in half. I snuck in the hothouse and got a few little bit of chives here. I've got my apron on, so I'm not in trouble with my darling. And I've got my spaghetti squash is done, so we're going to grab those little guys out of here. Okay, I'm going to use a bowl. We're just going to scoop these little guys out right here. They are hot, so therein lies the reason for the mitten. Look how it comes out, just like spaghetti. Isn't that fun? I've always loved these guys. They're so mild and you can do so much with them. There goes those little fellas. I'm gonna grab some more. Now I got the rest of my garlic salt. I probably used a tablespoon of garlic salt in this whole mess. A little more lemon pepper. A little more salt. That's sea salt, by the way, but you can use plain old salt and a little pinch of pepper more. Now here's a full tablespoon of butter. We're gonna mix this guy all up. Let it get separated good. Try to separate these little strands a little bit so it's even more like spaghetti. Bit of olives. I've got a little bit of red peppers. I've got some actual green peppers mixed up in this mess. I've got some garlic in there. Okay, I also snuck out and got a little bit of Italian parsley out of my greenhouse. I got a little bit of sage out of my greenhouse just for fun. We're gonna kind of chop these little guys up just to have something to spread on the top of. Whoa, they want to go flying. Something to spread on the top of these dishes just to make our plate a little prettier. Oh goodness, I want to tell you, it doesn't get much prettier than that. Hear how crisp that is? Is that nice? This little guy, just for plating's sake, we're going to move that off just a little bit. Half of this little guy is going to go right in here. And then everything's better with lemon. I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of lemon right over it all. And then I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of these greenies. There it is. Great dinner, nutritious, no starch. Not that it matters, you got to have a little starch too, but once in a while, when you get a little bit too much of this going on, but you can't trust a skinny cook, I want you to know that.